Pickett season.
Trubisky season.
Pickett season.
Trubisky season.
Pickett season.
Trubisky season.
Pickett season.
Trubisky season.
Trubisky season.
Pickett season.
Trubisky season.
Pickett season.
Pickett season.
Trubisky season.
Trubisky season.
Trubisky season.
Trubisky season.
Whoa. Guys. You're forgetting about someone.
No, we're not.
Rudolph the red-nosed reindeer had a very shiny nose.
No.
And
No.
if you
No.
ever saw it,
No.
Really? Why not?
I think it's safe to say
It's not Rudolph season.
it's not Rudolph
He's
season.
been with the team for so long.
No.
And he hasn't done anything.
Yep.
All right. Well, if you say so.
Welcome to the new and improved Rooney Toons Report. We had some changes this last season. As you know, the Steelers went through a lot of change. We felt the need to change as well. We got a brand new network that we're on, the Two Brothers Podcasting Network. That is one that we're very excited about launching. That'll be the new home of the Rooney Toons Reports. If you want to give us a subscribe on YouTube, you can also follow us on TikTok, Instagram. We're on Facebook, and a variety of other social medias. We're working on Twitter. So as soon as we get all that in order, we'll be rolling on all platforms. Got a brand new logo, as you see behind Chris here and a little bit over my shoulder here. We got a brand new logo. We upgraded. We are still using StreamYard, so thank you to StreamYard. And we are loving this, and we're looking forward to a whole new season.
Yeah, and what I like
we're gonna add some to this. We're not just gonna talk about the Steelers this time. We're gonna talk about the NFL in whole. We're gonna focus on the Steelers, but we're also gonna get more into just fantasy football and sports betting also. So we're gonna expand.
Yep.
We're going to get bigger.
That's the goal, man. That's the goal. So if you're looking to sponsor us, reach out to us.
And I have no problem plugging people's products. I clearly have no problem with that.
Speaking of plugging products, I just want to talk about the elephant in the room for a second here.
Yeah.
This name right here should still be on our stadium.
Yeah, no matter what, you're always going to call it Heinz. Like, I'm never going to call it Akrish. I can't even pronounce the new name. Like, what is it?
Are you sure?
Are you sure? No.
I am sure that I will forever say Heinz Field.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's always going to be Heinz. It's weird seeing the ketchup bottles down. It's weird seeing the signs around Pittsburgh changing. It's a weird. Watching the preseason games was just strange. And it's like,
it doesn't feel right. Like, it doesn't.
I feel like they took the gold out of the stadium. I mean, I feel like that would have been less of a change.
If the Steelers completely changed their colors, we would have been all right.
Yeah.
Yeah. I would have been more okay with losing black and gold than the Heinz Field.
I mean, didn't the Penguins change their colors? So, I mean,
yeah.
That was part of the whole uniform Pittsburgh. They all went to the official black and gold of the city, which, I appreciate the change. But
it's time for the Steelers to roll out with some baby blues.
Oh yeah, that'd be a good uniform to roll out, especially if like the Winter Classic was right around the same time.
Especially if we're playing the Chargers.
Yeah, you wouldn't know who you're playing. Who you're throwing which person you're throwing to. Rudolph would be so confused.
He's already confused.
You could be playing.
He doesn't know if he's
versus white, and he still mess it up.
Rudolph doesn't know if he's number 2 or number 3. I mean, he can't even get that straight.
Yeah, that was a little confusing on the depth chart.
I think that was a PR move.
I think that was a peer pressure move. I think Tomlin definitely just gave in to cyberbullying. And it's a serious issue because Kenny Pickett we'll just start into my first topic of Kenny Pickett shouldn't have been drafted in the first round, and he should have been. We got to redshirt him this year. It's a redshirt year for Kenny Pickett. If he's number 3, then there's no pressure for him to start. If Trubisky plays bad, there's not going to be any booing trying to get Rudolph in there. But now we're gonna now Trubisky's not going to get a real chance.
Yeah, I agree with you. I don't think Pickett should start at all this season. I mean, when Ben came in, he was fighting for like the 3rd or 4th spot. Didn't we have like 3 quarterbacks before we drafted him?
Yeah, Ben wasn't supposed to start. I mean, it worked out, but that the odds of that happening twice in a row is very slim.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Like, he definitely should be 3rd and not 2nd. I mean, we got Trubisky.
Mhm.
I mean, Trubisky might not have done much he did. He like you said before, he took Matt Nagy's offense to the playoffs. So,
I mean, you look at that. I mean, he actually, for the amount of starts he's had, his win percentage is actually in the top 10, I do believe, for like the current active QBs that have that many starts. And it was actually kind of surprising. His numbers are pretty good. And what's amazing is he's done all those numbers with a crap team.
Well, he's never had a chance because when you trade 3 first-round picks to move up 1 spot to draft a guy, nobody's living up to that, especially when Patrick Mahomes goes like 8 spots behind you.
Yeah.
And quite honestly, I mean, our offensive line is still a work in progress.
Yeah, do you really want to stick Pickett out there with a wet paper bag offensive line?
Yeah, I mean, it's just I think Trubisky is more up to speed with the NFL, and he's just a straight up veteran player in the NFL. And I think he's also a little bit bigger in size compared to Pickett. So if it comes down to taking a hit, I think Trubisky's going to be able to shake that hit off better than Pickett just for right now. Obviously, getting him some playing time. And you can just look at training camp and you look at preseason. Trubisky got the Roethlisberger treatment all throughout training camp. I mean, he played the exact same game schedule. And I mean, they started, I thought it was entertaining how they started it, making it look like, Rudolph had a shot by putting him at 2nd. And then like every week it was like, you're going to play less. You're going to play even less. And then the last game he played not even the whole 4th quarter. Like,
I'm actually surprised about that because Rudolph he didn't play bad in any preseason game.
Well, he always looks
like great, but
I mean, if you look at him, he had more yards, better completion rate, and more touchdowns in training camp than any of the QBs when it came to their 11-on-11 drills. So,
yeah, I would like to see Rudolph as a number 2. I mean, if you're going to keep him as number 3 in street clothes, why keep him?
Yeah,
you had trade offers. Trade him for a 5th round pick.
At least get something for him.
I mean, it could be, I don't know. They want that insurance policy. I mean, he's been around the team for so long,
but see, the problem is, does he have the support?
And like, why do we want an insurance policy? If Trubisky goes down, if Pickett goes down, and our team sucks, like we're just going downhill hard. Why do you want to try and salvage a bad draft pick? You might as well go top 10.
Who would you have though for? Who would you get then? Who would if we let go? If we traded away Rudolph, who would we get for that 3rd quarterback position?
Well,
you.
I'm ready.
Well, we did draft another quarterback.
Yeah, and we released him already.
I was gonna say I didn't even see anything about him.
Yeah, he never got a chance to play. Like, if you're gonna be that low on Rudolph, well, at least give the other guy a shot to play in a game.
Yeah, true.
Yeah. So let's say let's say that we still had Haskins. How do you think that would have changed the offseason with the Steelers?
We still would have drafted Pickett.
They were going to draft Pickett no matter what. They were way too high on him. could have easily got him in the second round.
I honestly think Rudolph wouldn't even be a thought.
Yeah, I would think Haskins or Rudolph would have been fighting for the third quarterback spot.
Yeah. Which, by the way, did you guys see that they're putting the number 3 on the back of their helmets to honor him for the season? I thought that was pretty good. Pretty nice of them.
That's pretty cool.
So why don't you bring up our draft class actually for this year, and we'll just go through. We'll talk about our picks here real quick and just see how they can affect the team. We've obviously in preseason we've seen what Pickett can do. Everyone's advertising what Pickett can do, but we know his place in the team right now. Well, let's go down and talk about. I know Pickens was having a good preseason. He was being aggressive. I know Matt, you were talking about his injury, his proneness to injury the other day.
Yeah, like that's his whole thing. I mean, he played great in preseason. Will he play great in week 18?
And that's one that I mean, I think as long as he stays healthy, I like that he's a physical wide receiver. I don't think we've really had physical wide receivers.
He plays like what Claypool should play like.
But Hines Ward played like that. Like that's what we have now. We have a wide receiver with attitude.
I'd like to just go through all these picks and just kind of grade them out.
Yeah.
We don't need to go through the Kenny Pickett one. We know you're gonna grade that at like a D or an E.
All right. So originally I had Kenny Pickett as an F just because we've drafted him way too high. But I'm gonna move it to a D just because he showed a lot of promise in preseason. I still think it was the wrong move.
If you take out where we drafted him and just go based off talent,
I can't do that because where we drafted him, we gave up a lot of better players. Then we got George Pickens. I wasn't high on him. I was high on Sky Moore, but he showed out in preseason so far. So let's see. I'll hold off on that to see if he plays a whole year. Haven't seen him at all.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I was just thinking. I don't remember seeing this guy at all.
I was gonna say I remember not being high on him at the time, and not high on him now. Calvin Austin, he was looking good during preseason. I don't know why we have to draft 2 wide receivers in one draft class. Kind of thought that was a dumb pick. Connor Hayward, if you guys watched our pre-draft show, you would have saw that I actually had him on my mock draft that we were going to pick in the 7th round. So we drafted him a little early, but I think he's going to be a great player.
What in the 6th round? What would you have graded that one?
I give that like a C for the 6th round because he was going to be there in the 7th.
So
you draft him in the 7th, that's an A+ fucking steal.
Okay.
And I mean, if we're going to play with a fullback, that's a whole nother thing. He's a fullback tight end. Are we going to keep an extra guy in to block like we should? If we use him right, this could easily be an A+ pick.
So given the fact that we got Connor Hayward and his ability to flip back and forth between fullback and tight end, taken to our starting offense, what would you say our go-to starting offense should be?
Our go-to starting offense?
Like as far as who do you see sitting in the offense right now? Obviously, we have the five offensive linemen, but from a skill position, who would you label as wide receiver? Do we come out 3 wide receivers and a tight end and a running back, or what's your?
No, I think we come out with 2 tight ends, 2 wide receiver, and a running back set.
Okay, and in a perfect world, who are your people?
It's going to be Johnson, Pickens, obviously Harris, Trubisky, and then I would put Freiermuth obviously out there at all times. And then I would put Hayward in there because he can switch between fullback and that, or if Derek Watt, I think he's hurt already. I know we're all shocked about that, but
that's I was going to bring that up. Like, wasn't it a big cap hit for him this year?
Yeah, that's another reason why everyone was like, why do we need another fullback? We got Derek Watt. Well, Derek Watt's on freaking IR half the year.
Watt brothers get hurt a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
So I think
I got a little scared there where TJ left that third preseason game.
there was no reason for him to be in that game that late.
Both
we
him
know
and
what
Hayward.
TJ can do.
Yeah, both him and Hayward shouldn't have been in that late.
I guess I should.
And Deontay Johnson, he got hurt late in that game. No reason for him to be in there.
Yep.
You didn't draft him this year in fantasy. I took him from you.
I was kind of mad.
Oh, really? You didn't act. I thought you acted like, oh, that was a bad pick. That was more.
No, I was
more away I got from it when we drafted.
I was just mumbling that I was like, damn, I was about to take him.
It's funny is I was you guys all made fun of me because you said I was going to take Trubisky.
Didn't you?
And you did.
I did take him, but with the last pick of the 23rd round of our draft, and I had the last pick. And I was setting my lineup, and you know what? He's projected to do way more than Tom Brady. And I was like, well,
Trubisky's going to run, so it's actually not a bad choice. Also, I think an important thing to remember is Trubisky doesn't throw picks.
Yeah, he's a safe quarterback. He's going to take the check down. He's going to get completions. He's going to chip away at yardage. But he can launch that deep ball every once in a while.
I was going to say, and that's his knock, is that he's a safe quarterback. And I just want to say that in preseason, he had a longer average throw than Pickett. So Pickett was even more safe.
So you would say as part of the developmental time right now with Pickett is trying to get him more used to the offense,
Pickett's a dump-off passer at this point. I mean, he's not chucking the ball down the field.
He's not a gunslinger.
Just to wrap up this the draft grades, obviously our last 7th round pick, he got cut and he never played in a preseason game, so that's a fucking F. And Mark Robinson hasn't really done anything. He might have also got cut too, so we're going to put that as an F.
So it was a waste of picks.
I would say you wasted 3 solid picks. You probably could have moved. We probably could have traded the 20th overall pick, traded back a couple spots, and still got Pickett. And then you still could have got Pickens with your 2nd round pick. And we probably could have drafted an offensive lineman of some sort.
Yeah, that's the thing. We didn't draft any.
We did a lot in free agency with offensive
We
line.
drafted has-beens and people who weren't good enough to stay with their team. We didn't address cornerback and we didn't address offensive line, which was our 2 biggest liabilities. And for that, I give it an F.
The whole draft was an F?
Yeah, we didn't address any needs.
I felt like our free agency kind of pushed more with
it did. It fell very short. We have the same problems as last year. We just have a quarterback that can run for his life and a backup quarterback that can also run for his life. And that was our fix to our offensive line.
Because last year, our quarterback couldn't run for his life.
Ben just used to be able to just shake people off. Yeah. As Rex Ryan put it, he was a polar bear.
All right, so we're done with the draft class.
Yep.
Yeah, I feel like we started kind of moving into fantasy with talking about who we drafted and Trubisky being a running quarterback. Do we all want to go around, maybe talk about who we think is going to be a breakout player?
Yeah.
This year. So we're going to go with, don't go with anybody obvious like that you would have drafted in the 1st or 2nd round.
Okay.
But Jeff, you want to lead us off with?
So I'm going to go with your rookie of the year for the NFL. And I'm not going to say that this is any type of statement because in our previous shows from last year, I used a certain term to describe my statements. And that term...
What was that term?
I'm not even going to say it. That word is banned on this show. So, unless if I were to say it, bold. Okay, so that statement that will not be made on this show.
But the player that you think is going to exceed expectations.
offensive rookie of the year will be George Pickens. I feel like as long as he stays healthy, he's going to be an aggressive wide receiver. He can take the top off the defense if he needs it, but he's not afraid to go over the middle and fight. And I just feel like he is going to be a threat out there. And honestly, if you got Deontay, who's going to go out there and he's going to catch balls.
Oh wow, that's not what I thought you were going to say.
I'm going to probably pay the price for this one. He's going to catch balls. He's going to move the ball around. He's going to do some big plays every once in a while. But for the most part, that's Trubisky's safe target. Then you have Freiermuth. Freiermuth is also our over-the-middle target. He's basically pulling up the Heath Miller move. And, he just finds a way to get open. He'll get us that first down every once in a while and a good bit of touchdowns. Pickens is going to be running right between those two. And I think defenses are going to have to really figure out how to cover him. Because you got to put a physical guy on him.
I think we're going to see Claypool as the odd man out. And I think if Deontay Johnson catches the case of the drops when it gets cold out again, that's going to leave Pickens there for playoff time in fantasy.
Yep. I just feel like he's going to have a great stat line this year, and I don't think anyone's going to be able to mess with it.
So I'm going to go out of Pittsburgh for my fantasy player, but my fantasy player is Romeo Doubs. We're going to stay with rookies here. Aaron Rodgers is going to need somebody to throw to. Might as well be a rookie wide receiver.
Yeah, because Lazard's hurt, isn't he? He's out.
Well, he's supposed to be number one, but yeah, he gets hurt every year.
No, I don't think he's. I don't think he's playing this week.
Just going to prove me right.
Yep.
I was going to go out of Pittsburgh as well. I'm doing AJ Brown. He's with Philly this year. I think he's gonna have a really good year this year.
So you think Jalen Hurts is also going to be a viable quarterback?
No, he could throw picks and shit. Like,
so you think Philly's going to have some trash time?
Yeah.
So that actually brings me into my my sports betting helpful tips. So basically what I want to do every week is just give everybody an upset of the week and more of a safe pick. And my upset of the week is Lions over the Eagles.
Whoa.
Ooh.
I think the Lions are ready to bite some kneecaps and
have you been watching Hard Knocks?
Hey, I mean, I will say, how about that practice where there was no coaches and it was all run by the players? Like, that was actually, like, brilliant.
I feel though, seriously, have you been watching Hard Knocks?
No,
actually.
I'm going to say, like, I feel like every year the team that's on Hard Knocks, like, everybody's like, oh, my God, they are great. They're going to be amazing. They're going to win everything.
I'm not thinking that. I just think I think Dan Campbell's a good coach. I think they started to kind of put it together last year. Hopefully Hard Knocks doesn't ruin that. But Ahmad St. Brown was playing pretty good. Jared Goff is probably tired of getting shit on constantly. He did take the Rams to the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
They added pieces.
But he didn't win it.
They got one of the best. They probably got the best pass rusher in the draft class because Jacksonville's just idiotic. Yeah, I mean they've improved, and I think they might be able to upset Philly.
Well, I don't know if you saw the Eagles coach. He said, "Hey, we're even going to watch Hard Knocks to study what they're doing."
You can watch all you want, but when your kneecaps get bit, it's hard to keep playing.
I've watched previous seasons of Hard Knocks, and I mean, you can study that all you want. I mean, and see what you're going to see, but you're really not going to see. Obviously,
they don't show anything that's helpful.
Yeah, it's all going to be the same way. I mean, how you talk to people is how you talk to people. I mean, if you want to study their motivation from maybe some of the stuff how the coach talks, but you know what? You can figure out how a coach motivates players just through a press conference.
Yeah, I mean, you're not getting much from Hard Knocks other than maybe like they might be stashing a breakout player, but he became the star of Hard Knocks, and then you lose that surprise. But
yeah,
I think the Lions are going to have some upsets this year. And at plus 198, sportsbooks are thinking the same thing. They didn't make that a blowout. Also, who knows what Jalen Hurts is really going to do? He hasn't even solidified the starting job yet.
they had a rough preseason.
If you want to go safer, Tennessee Titans against the New York Giants. It's only minus 260. They're probably going to win by about 3 scores. So, because the Giants suck. And their first round pick already tore his ACL or something. So, I also got Broncos minus 6.5 against the Seahawks. The Seahawks, as you remember, have nobody. And they are definitely going for the number 1 draft pick. I have them also as my team to be the last winless team.
I mean, you don't have faith in Geno?
No.
Nobody.
I don't have faith in Geno.
Yeah.
Nobody but Pete Carroll, apparently.
Yeah, I don't have faith in Drew Lock either. It's not like Drew Lock wasn't going to make me bench Geno, but Geno wouldn't make me bench Drew Lock. It would make me just watch another game.
Do you see that the Seahawks having kind of a quarterback carousel where they're just going to keep flipping back and forth? Like one's going to have a bad game. They're going to.
All right, here's what Seattle's going to do. They traded Russell Wilson. They're going to tank hard this year, draft one of the quarterbacks that are coming out of this draft class, first overall, and Pete Carroll's going to get fired/retired. He's gonna take the hit for this season because you can't just say you're coming out and tanking unless you're Doug Peterson a couple years ago. And he got fired even after he admitted to it.
Yeah, true.
Game to watch, Panthers-Browns.
Oh, man, I can't wait for that. So all of a sudden, I am a big Baker Mayfield fan.
I am a huge Baker Mayfield fan. I saw some people saying if he scores a touchdown, they should do a team celebration where he goes and lays in the end zone and gets a massage by his players, by his receivers and stuff. And I think Baker's petty enough to do it.
I think that would be the perfect all-around conclusion to that trade. Are they still paying him? Like, are the Browns still paying him? Did they ever work that out?
I think they worked it out, but yeah, minus 108. I'd definitely jump on the Panthers for that because Browns are gonna suck. Browns are gonna brown. I mean,
Browns have definitely browned.
Yeah,
that's funny. My neighbor's a Browns fan. I asked him the other day. I was like, "Hey, how are the Browns gonna do?" And he's just like, "Dude, we have done the most Brown things you can do this season." And he goes, "I've been a fan for 30 years. I'm still a fan, but I don't know how many more times we can outdo how bad we brown it."
I think I saw something where there's been 59 quarterbacks since Queen Elizabeth has been Queen of England.
Yes, yeah, that is true. I was reading that today. 59 quarterbacks since Queen Elizabeth has been in reign. Yep.
It's a shame she didn't make it another year. It would have been an extra 4 quarterbacks. Because Brissett's probably not making it to week 12.
No.
My other pick is Cardinals. Cardinals play the Chiefs. They're plus 230. I think that's an upset special there.
You think the Cardinals are going to be able to... Who's Kyler going to throw to?
Hollywood Brown.
It's true. We haven't seen him on a team that has a quarterback that throws.
Yep.
I don't know. I mean, Mahomes to Juju. I mean, that's just a...
Here's my thing about
TikTok.
the Chiefs. The Chiefs think they're good, and Mahomes comes out cocky week 1. And I think the Cardinals might just take off to the races, and they might not be able to catch back up.
I'm curious to see how. So it's funny, ever since the Mahomes signed that big contract, their offensive line has gone to absolute crap. And I've noticed Mahomes is running for his life a little bit more. Cardinals got a pretty good front four.
Yeah, and J.J. Watt's going to be there for the first game, so
Yeah. So
he won't be there for the fourth quarter, but he'll be there for the first half.
And he's mad because TJ took his thunder.
Yeah. So I got one more bet. All right,
Wait,
one
hold on,
more
hold on.
prop bet.
I have one question. Why? It's about the Cardinals. We're talking about the Cardinals. I don't want to go away from it and not come back.
Okay, I was going to circle back, but
okay, if you're going to circle back to the Cardinals, then I'll talk about.
I wanted to circle back to the quarterback. What Jeff was saying about quarterbacks.
Okay, go ahead. Go to your thing.
All right, my last prop bet. This was my most hammered bet last year. It is Pat Freiermuth to score a touchdown, plus 300 every week.
It is. Yep.
He's a big dude who knows how to get open in the end zone. You bet that every week.
Mm-hmm.
It pays.
Honestly,
that's my last bet.
Yep. There are some things that are almost certain in life, and that's one of them.
Yeah.
Death, taxes, and Freiermuth in the end zone.
Yep. Keep bringing up death.
This is a somber episode.
Like I said, we got rid of the gold. It's all black.
All right, you want to talk about what Jeff was saying?
Let's circle back to your question, and then I'll circle back to Jeff.
I feel like
on the wagons.
Why do the Cardinals always take Steelers players or coaches, for that matter?
It is quite the it's them in Tennessee.
Well, see, Arizona's a great place. Tennessee's because Dick LeBeau went to Tennessee.
Well, yeah.
Arizona's because Arizona's a great place to retire. That's where older people go. The lack of humidity helps with their joints. That's why you see older people go there. There has been so many people who went to Arizona.
Well, even coaches. Bruce Arians was there. Ken Wisenhunt was there. Like, you look at that Super Bowl where we played
Brian
Arizona.
Leftwich was there.
Who?
Brian Leftwich?
Oh, yeah, he was, yeah. You look at that Super Bowl where when we played the Cardinals, it was like the coaching staff was like, there are a bunch of Steelers in there. The players, I think there's a couple that were in there. It's like you look at it, and I guess, like Matt said, it's a good place to retire. Might as well. Guess it gives you an excuse to.
You go to Miami, you go to Arizona.
Miami's a little humid.
Yeah, but they have good golf courses.
Yeah, hurricanes. Yeah,
that's why a lot of people see your Arizona retirees.
You get you get that oceanfront property in Arizona.
Yeah. So to circle back to what Jeff was saying, Patrick Mahomes signs that contract. Offensive line goes to shit because there's no more money. We're in a great spot in our division. Not this year, but in the next couple years. Lamar Jackson's about to break the bank. And he's going to set the record. He's not signing a deal this year, but he'll sign it in the offseason.
Yeah, they just said they did not pick up another year option for him, so they're letting him play out.
Yep.
Yeah, he said he's not going to negotiate this year during the season, but so he's going to get paid. He's going to get easy $50 million a year.
So what they did to Flacco, essentially.
Yeah, they're going to do the same thing twice. And then that's going to set the market for Joe Burrow's extension, and he went to the Super Bowl. Now, if he would have won the Super Bowl, that guy probably would have got like $70 million a year. But instead, he's going to get $60 million a year, and then they're going to have to pay Jamar Chase another $25-30 million a year. And at that point, that is almost half your cap.
Well, at that point, you're cutting your defense. At that point, you're not going to have an offensive line. You're going to start taking away from your defense.
You're going to lose the offensive line. You're going to lose the defense because you're going to have to pay Burrow and Chase all of your money.
Well, I mean, you go back to the Chiefs.
And then you got T. Higgins. T. Higgins is probably going to be gone.
Yeah. I mean, you look at the Chiefs. They paid Mahomes, and they couldn't pay Tyreek.
Yeah.
But they got Juju.
Look at the Packers. They lost I don't know. They lost everybody because they have to keep paying Aaron Rodgers everything.
But see, and like, I'm just going to bring this up. So TJ, not to keep jumping around, but about players who are willing to work with their team. TJ just took I do believe it was $5.75 million.
$6.75
million cut cap. Well, they readjusted his contract and it freed up some cap space.
And I know why they did that. Was
6.75.
Yeah. I know why they did it, to you can have cap space to sign for injuries.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't do that this year. I would have rather had the cap space going into following years. Because, like I was saying, Ravens cap, about to get shot to hell. Bengals cap, about to get shot to hell. Browns cap, they already browned the Browns.
They did. I mean, that whole Watson trade kind of blew their cap for.
Yeah, I mean, they still have dead money on Baker, and they still have. Well, now they have the largest guaranteed contract ever to a guy who. Well, we'll see how many more people come forward if he ends up in prison or not.
Yeah. I mean, and the way they structured that contract too, he was only supposed to make $1 million this year because they figured he wasn't going to be there. So they backloaded his contract, which means every year after that is going to be an insane amount of money. And that's just going to hurt the Browns. And plus the fact that they don't have first-round picks for who knows how long. I think they trade away like a decade's worth to give them.
Yeah, so we're going to be the beneficiaries of the rest of the division going to crap.
We got to try to get Big Ben on this.
I know. The other guy got it.
I was going to say, that guy looks like he's never did a podcast before.
Yeah.
So,
even Ben was like, who are you?
Yeah, it seems like that him and Ben though are pretty close. So
yeah,
from what I was watching,
it's like you just let him in your house. Like,
dang, his house is nice.
I know, Matt. Can you do that bar in your basement?
Yeah, sure.
Then you want to have this Heinz Field logo in the background. Actually, your walls used to look like that red.
Yeah,
I was gonna say, just kind of threw back to that. I keep buying stuff that has that same color red. I don't know why I went through all the effort to paint.
I know your fridge is the same color too.
Well, that was before he painted.
Yeah.
All right. Is there anything else you guys wanted to bring up?
Yeah, there was, but I forgot it.
Too many beers.
I'm trying to think. Anything else for the NFL? Any more NFL news?
How do you guys think we're gonna do this year? What's our record prediction? Or let me change it because we don't like to be exact. So I'll change it to two things. Do you think we can make the playoffs? And the sportsbook has us at 7.5 wins. Over or under that?
Over.
Do you think we make it to the playoffs?
Yes.
Yes.
What
do we win the division?
I think the Bengals have a Super Bowl hangover. I don't think they're going to be as good as they were last year. I know they didn't win, but
I don't think they're going to have a hangover. I think more people are going to be prepared for them.
Yeah.
Well, it's one of those things. You have to change it up. Like, Burrow can't just throw the same pass to Jamar Chase. Like, you have to change it up.
Yeah, you can throw it to T. Higgins, too.
You got to be different.
They got weapons on that.
I was actually watching the 1975 America's Game with the Steelers, and they were talking about how the first game they came out and they blew them up. They were like, we're Super Bowl champs. They blew them up. The second game, they played the Buffalo Bills, and it was O.J. Simpson's rookie year, and he ran over him. And they all went back in the locker room, and they went, we got to do something different. And they came out the rest of the season, just killed it. And it was one of those things where I think the Bengals are going to either have to make a change slightly on how they do things, and they have to upscale their game, or they're just going to be left in the dust.
I think Joe Burrow's on the Patrick Mahomes level of quarterbacks. So,
one and done.
Perennial number one seed. Yeah, if that's what you consider one and done, is constantly in the mix.
I mean, Mahomes won a Super Bowl. He hasn't done anything really. He hasn't. I mean, he's made the playoffs, but I mean,
he went to a Super Bowl. Like, did he go to next year?
Yeah,
he lost, but
yeah.
Okay, yeah. So AFC Championship, won a Super Bowl, lost a Super Bowl, first number one overall seed.
Bills went to the Super Bowl 4 years in a row and got nothing.
Okay, either way, Joe Burrow, good quarterback. I think he's going to make the Bengals a problem for a while. More importantly, the Ravens. Does Lamar Jackson make it a whole year? Because that's going to be the difference.
He's coming off a bad year of injuries, and I don't know if he's going to be able to continue to stay healthy. He is too much of the Ravens game plan. And I don't know if part of that's he has the whole there is an iron team or there is no iron team. And
no, it's he can't throw. He can only throw straight. He can't throw outside. That's why he has to run to a sideline if he wants to make a sideline throw. He's never really developed his passing ability. He's still better than all of us, but
so what you're saying is there's going to be a lot of...
Look, I've done it plenty of times. I did it twice last year where I showed how to stop Lamar Jackson, and it's not hard.
No, it's not.
But it's going to come down to if his legs hold up. That's what makes him a difference maker. And I'm thinking he's going to have the shelf life of a running back, basically, because that's how much he runs.
Do you think that with our defensive front lineup, like you look at our line and our linebackers, I know we already discussed cornerbacks and all that. I feel like our defense is going to be a force to be reckoned with as far as getting to the quarterback this year.
If we stay healthy.
I was about to say, we need to manage TJ Watt and Cameron Hayward. Because if we just let them sit in there, because Watt only has he's only got one level, and that's full go. He is full send every play.
And Hayward's the same way.
Exactly. And that's why he gets hurt. And when it's not a throwing down, put someone else in.
Well, and I feel like we've had, you have Highsmith who took a lot of steps forward last year, and you also have Loudermilk that was coming in, and we have some. I think we picked up a couple of people on the defensive line, didn't we? Bring in some free agents and stuff, and
and I'm hoping this year we can get into, because it seems like with Ben. And I don't know if that was just him fighting with offensive coordinators or how they were calling the plays, but we had to make every game come down to the freaking wire.
Yep.
Every game had to come down to the last 2 minutes. Hopefully we can just blow a team out.
It would be nice to see us blow a team out.
And I think part of that is Tomlin just wants to, all right, we got a 1-point lead. We kicked a field goal. So let's just try and run the clock out. It's like, well, there's still 12 minutes left in the first quarter. It's like, no, let's just try to run the clock. If we could just kneel it.
Yeah.
Whereas if you just keep play the game for the first half, then try to run the ball out.
I mean, the third preseason game was pretty much that definition of what we saw last year. I think Boswell went 4 for 5 on field goals. And it was just kind of one of those things where I was like, oh, look, another field goal. Oh, look, another field goal. And I just felt like that's what we were at last year. I just feel like I'm hoping that maybe we can see more turnovers on defense this year. Last year, Mika wasn't really that big of a factor. Maybe we'll see.
Mika had to play linebacker.
Well, yeah, and I'm hoping this year he can be more that, I want to say Paul Malu type figure we need.
I knew you were going to say that.
I know. I couldn't resist.
Yeah, I'm just hoping don't take your foot off the gas in the first half.
Yeah.
And then when you come out of halftime, defense needs to be ready to stop. Don't come out there and be like, oh, we got a lead. Oh, shit, where'd it go?
Yeah.
So I think this game against the Bengals is going to be close, but I think the Steelers are going to win it.
Matt, what's the over-under on this game?
All right, the over-under is 44.5. And I'm thinking that's going to be an over.
44.5, so that's over 22 points a team. I could see that.
Yeah.
Yeah, both.
Yeah.
I could see it being close. They have it as a 6.5 point spread, so
35, 31, 30. Well, I guess it'd be like 37 to 31.
Well, they have the Bengals winning, so.
No, well.
All we have to do is get within 6.
Yeah, well, we got to win, though.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, if we can win, I mean, that's plus 235 if you're confident.
What kind of statement would it be if the Steelers come out and they win 42-7?
Oh, well, that's not going to happen. But I don't know what Steelers team you're thinking about.
But hold on. But 2 of the touchdowns are defenses.
I still don't think that's going to happen.
Yeah. Also,
What's the last time that we only allowed 7 points and we scored 40 points?
That's true.
And the Bengals just have way too many weapons on offense to be held to 7 points.
Yeah.
And we don't have the cornerbacks to it'd be a little different if we got Levi Wallace and we still had Joe Hayden.
I just feel like we got a lot of trickery going on offense. Because
that doesn't stop the Bengals offense.
I don't know. I just feel like the key is if we can get to Burrow and that and stopping Mixon. That's going to be another thing.
I have always been a strong supporter of if we can stop the quarterback, stop the running back, and stop the wide receivers, the opposing team's offense will not be able to do anything.
So you're saying stop everyone.
Now, if we're able to run the ball and throw the ball on short, medium, and long distance passes and preferably get into the end zone.
Catch the ball.
Yeah. We don't have to catch the ball as long as we make completions.
Huh?
I'm just.
I always found that the team that scores the most points typically wins the game.
Oh, no shit. All right, if you could say, let's each. We'll end this out here. What's one thing that you want to see tomorrow?
I want to see us,
or today, whichever you're watching this.
Yeah.
I want to.
What do you want to see week 1?
I want to see our offense come out with their foot on the gas, and I want to see our defense play all 4 quarters.
All right, well, you took 2 things, so
you took 2 things,
thanks.
And they were very broad. I'm looking more specific. Like
I want to see touchdowns on our side, and I want to see not touchdowns on the other side.
Touchdowns.
I want to see our defense keep Burrow in check. And I'm talking about, I want to see sacks. I want to see getting to the quarterback. I want to see hurries. I want to see more black and gold in that backfield than orange and black. I think that to us is going to put a fear into our opponents. That's like, I have to play that defense. Then you forget about what's going on in the offense. I'm not saying steel curtain, but I am saying we need to bring back that edge that is Pittsburgh defense. And that's getting to the quarterback.
We've been doing that. That's the one thing on defense we've done great.
To a whole new level.
We've done that to a whole new level.
We
have literally been number 1 for like 7 years.
Okay, reinvent it. Keep going. Push as hard as you can. TJ said it himself. He's not happy with tying. He wants it.
Yeah, so his season sack, his over-under is like 14.5.
Taking the over?
I don't bet on Steelers because that always comes to bite me in the ass, but if I wasn't superstitious, I would definitely hammer that.
If you were a Browns fan, would you take the over or the under?
I'd move out of Cleveland.
Would you
fair statement.
Closer to Pittsburgh?
Yeah, I'd definitely move closer to Pittsburgh.
All right, Chris, what's your one thing? We'll wrap this up.
My one thing is for you, Jeff, because you complained about it all year last year. I want to see a better offensive play calling.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I heard last year, it's because, Ben can't do these plays, can't do this play. We're conforming to him. All right, we don't have Ben anymore. Let's see a better offensive calling.
Yep.
I think we kind of saw that in preseason.
Okay. I want to see it in the regular season.
Mobility of the quarterback moving around, I think we're going to see a little bit better. To add to that, I really want to see Deontay Johnson running deep. I want to see Claypool in the slot, and then Pickens just being the third guy when he's in, when, we don't need every blocker.
Well,
I think we're going to see the true playbook of Matt Canada, and we're going to see what kind of offense he wants to run, because obviously we knew they weren't clicking between Ben and Matt, and and I mean, let's see what he can do. Like we said, he wanted Ben to do stuff, and Ben's like, I can't do that, and Ben wanted him to do stuff, and he's like, that's not in my playbook. Well, let's see how this all rolls. So,
if you have any comments or questions, or you want to ask us questions, feel free to email us at Jeff. Go ahead, say the email again.
It's the Rooney Toons Report at outlook.com. You can also give us a like on Facebook. We are remember, it is Two Brothers Podcasting Network. That is where we'll be publishing these and broadcasting on YouTube. You can follow us on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook. I already said that one. Give us a like, give us a shout out, comment. We will feature anything from our social media on future episodes, and we look forward to hearing your thoughts and letting us know what we can do.
Yeah, and we'll put the links to everything in the comments, in the description. I mean, not the comments, but definitely also, definitely give us a like, comment, share, everything, guys. All right, well, if that is it, no last second thoughts.
We've already done that about 30 times.
Here we go.
About 20 minutes.
Let's go. Woo! Come on, Matt.
Oh,
here we go.
Oh, shouldn't have the virtual backgrounds.
Here we go.
All right. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. See you next week on the Rooney Toons Report.
The standard is the standard. Let's go, Steelers.